about getting back from
What's up,
adversity
fight
strong.
fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. I am back. What's up, peoples? I am back. Now, which fighter is the greatest fighter? Okay, let's look it up real time because the votes have changed since the last time we've been on. Pacquiao versus McGregor, let's go. Why not? I would love to see that shit. You know what I mean? I'd rather see that than Logan Paul versus KSI or Jake Paul versus whoever the fuck. You know what I mean? At least we do have fighters, someone that does have experience of fighting. AJ Lehey, hello guys. It's Kurt DeVille here, and I have news for you about news concerning Anthony Joshua. Well, I have news concerning every fucking body, actually. You know. So, 4,700 votes, right? And we have 4,700 votes. Usyk versus White. That's a good one. But that didn't make the roster at the time. And, we have the heavyweights, which I should have included those. I think maybe I should add another one. Or even Usyk Ruiz. That would be a good one because actually that could have been a reality. If Ruiz would have beat Anthony Joshua, then Ruiz would have been faced with the responsibility that Joshua has right now and that he's faced with. And he's faced with a lot of shit, you know? But Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 2 is 7% out of 4,700 views. Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, 72%. Platik. Is it Pratik? Yeah, Pratik. I don't know, man. Depends on what Manny shows up, how Manny he is, because there's never a time where you know how Manny is going to come into the ring based on his age. Boxers could do very well for a certain amount of time, then one day they step into the ring and then they realize that they're old. So, there's no way of knowing that until we see. Now, if could the same Pacquiao beat Errol Spence that beat Keith Thurman? You know, it's a question you ask yourself. Vacate a belt, Pulev let someone fight Usyk, then fight winner, then hopefully Wilder in November. What do you think about Cowboy versus Connor? I think Cowboy is underrated. See, this is supposed to be McGregor's comeback fight, but people forget who Cowboy really is and what he did in the sport. Okay? But they will soon see. I think it's a very good fight. AJ versus Wilder is the fight I really want to see and might be bigger than AJ versus Fury since pulling two continents in. Maybe so. BA, you might have a point with that. Maybe because of the two countries clash, the adversity that of two countries, USA versus UK, collide together. Heavyweight versus heavyweight. You know what I mean? Champion versus champion. Yeah. David Grace. Hell yeah, I'm all right. AJ will be the last man standing. Who do you think will win, Cowboy? I don't know, man. That's a good fight anyway. I don't know how McGregor is, what kind of shape he's in. Personally, think Fury versus AJ may be the greater fight as two Brits are going to Wembley. Mick Boswell, apparently not according to vote. Popular vote tells us out of 4,700 votes, okay, we have 72% of people want to see Anthony Joshua take on Deontay Wilder. Now, the question you ask yourself is, would they still want to watch this fight if Deontay Wilder took an L? That's what you ask yourself. Robin Bradley, top of the morning to you. Top of the morning, Robin. A.G. Lehigh. Dubois should all fight each other. McCauley's not a heavyweight yet, is he? Until they fight, can't tell, but I pick Wilder because, as you say, he is not a good boxer, yet he finds a way to win. Well, he's found a way to win so far. I mean, that's right. You can't take that away from Wilder. Wilder is the kind of guy that, despite his limitation of skill, despite his low ring IQ, which he claims he does have a high ring IQ, his will and his power and his speed and his toughness makes him persevere, So it is what it is. God of War, what's up, brother? Who do you think will win between Andy Ruiz versus Wilder? I don't know, because, see, I think if Andy Ruiz comes in that bitch like he did with Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder can just step back, use his height, use his jab, throw the right hand eventually, and may catch Ruiz if he stays in the middle of the ring. Because all I see, you have Ruiz in the middle of the ring and Wilder circling around the ring, trying to land that right hand whenever he can. That's what I see. But Andy Ruiz is so fast. See, here's the thing. Everybody shitted on Joshua for losing. Nobody else fought that motherfucker besides Joseph Parker. And Joseph Parker fought him to a split decision. Right? I mean, come on, man. It ain't like this dude got beat up and got his ass whooped over here. Then he jumped in there with Anthony Joshua and shocked the world. Yeah, he shocked it to a certain degree because we didn't anticipate that. But if you look and based on his attributes, his skill, and his experience, why would you be surprised that happened? Andy Ruiz can fucking fight, man. He just is a fat bastard. That's all. You know what? Fiery is supposed to be Fury, man. I meant to change that shit, but I didn't. Hold on, man. You know what? I'm gonna change that shit right now. Because a lot of times I fiery. Is it Fiery Fury? Okay, let's see. All right, cool. All right, I changed it. The real question is, what shape is Spence in after the accident? You know what? We don't know. But if he's not in shape, it just shows you that his ego was too big for his own common sense. Because somebody goes in there and beats him, and he's not in 100. He's not at 100%. The question you ask yourself is, do we believe you're not at 100% because you got whooped, or what? You know. How about Dubois versus White? You know what? Funny or not, I got Dubois. He's a young opponent. White's tough as shit, though. Ooh, Kalnaki versus Ajaba. That would be big. I don't see that fight happening anytime soon, though. Maybe when Kalnaki gets beat 3 or 4 times. Yep, they're both PBC. Deontay Wilder is the heavyweight champion king. You will not find out February. You will find out February 22nd. Okay, we will. If he knocks Fury out, something that everybody thought he was going to do anyway, so be it. Chris Arano, counterpunch to you, brother. That be a war. Deontay Wilder, heavyweight champion. You okay? Kurt, do you think they will put Wilder AJ in a stadium in the U.S. when Wilder can't sell out arenas? It don't matter. At that point, it will sell. It will sell because it's the biggest fight. If Wilder won't sell it, Joshua will. Look what Joshua did in Madison Square Garden, and that was against a replacement. So of course it will sell out. Wherever the hell that fight will be, it'll sell wherever it is. Either it's the UK or over here in the Americas. It will sell because Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder is a fight that people want to see. Okay? Bottom line. Now, of course, Wilder's going to think, all the motherfuckers came there to see him. Well, they came there to see the dude that you're fighting also. You know? Kawasaki versus Ward. I would love to see that fight, David Grace, because Ward is a guy that he is a engaging fighter too. Coming from someone that doesn't punch hard like other fighters. If he doesn't punch hard, Kawasaki's not a hard puncher. He's just a rapid puncher. He punches and he puts punches together. So if he's that type of dude, he could give Ward problems, but Ward will counter in between those steps. I can guarantee you that. Mr. Cheesehead B, what's up, brother? What's up? Wilder versus AJ. Nobody want to see a 6'9", 300-pound guy dance around. I think he did though. F dot dot. I think he did because maybe I think Eddie Hearn was just really relieved that Joshua, got his belts back. So he's like, well, fuck it. If we're gonna get beat, we're gonna get beat by the people that we need to get beat by. to make all the money. I know, great music, right, Lisa T? Yeah, they're chilling in there fucking listening to Michael Jackson's Thriller, the highest grossing album of all time. Thriller. It's a badass album, though. I'm a huge fan, but I love your channel. I'm a huge Water fan, but I love your channel. What made you start a YouTube channel? You know what, man? I used to watch boxing channels on TV, and then I know a lot about boxing myself, so I was always kind of like the sidelinder. I was great for like bar talk and sports bar talk and all that shit, but I had 30 plus years of boxing in my head experience, so you know. Into the basement, bro. Don't lie. No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't have a wife, so don't have one of those. AJ is the next. AJ is next if Eddie Hearn stops protecting him. I love the way no heavyweights will fight Hrgovic. I think he could surprise a lot of people. I believe you. And I'm going to subscribe because you gave him props on one video. 100% hashtag Wilder, Don Kennedy. Man, I give Wilder props all the time. Wilder's the kind of dude, he has limited skill. He fights with one hand. He's powerful in one hand, and he'll knock you out in one hand. Now, here's the thing. Try to stop Wilder with that one hand. Try to stop Wilder with your both hands, and he has that one. That's what you ask yourself. You know? No disrespect to Wilder. Wilder just done some dumb shit outside the ring. But what he does in the ring, he always finds a way to knock you the fuck out or knock you down. That's Wilder. Ain't nobody take nothing away from Wilder. Did I ever say that I think Wilder will lose? Wilder will lose eventually. All of them will lose. But do I wish him to lose? No, I don't wish him to lose. Just like I don't wish him to quit if he gets knocked out in the second round. I don't wish Wilder to quit. If he quits, it would mean so fucking much about him. It would show a lot about his character. You don't quit. Don't be no fucking quitter, man. You know what I mean? Truth Hurts 18. Calzaghe was underrated, had a great boxing IQ and insane stamina. Neither Wilder or Fury will fight Joshua, though. Fury said as much as an interview. Truth Hurts 18. Counterpunch to you. Thank you for the super chat. I gotta agree with you. You know, as I counterpunched, he talked as though he's not. His main thing is not undisputed at all. If you're trying to help Andy Ruiz get his belts back, you don't care about those belts if you're trying to help some other heavyweight get them. Come on, man. You know. What's your theory on Cyclone Promotions always losing their best talent and getting into legal trouble? You should do a video, bro. I'll look it up, Happy Days. He knocked Tyson Fury down with the left hand. No, Ethan Fresh 73. He did not fucking knock him down with the left hand. Let's stop being ignorant. He hit him with the right hand. That fucking punch took his ass going backwards. He threw a left hand as he was going down. So let's stop being ignorant, bro. Let's use some common sense. Go look at that fucking fight again, and it'll surely tell you, and you'll see what he'll do. He threw a jab, boom, right hand, left hook. The left hook did not drop fucking Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury got hit with a lot of left hooks in that fight. Okay? So let's stop that shit with the left hook did something. The left hook can't do shit. Wilder's left hook, he's not a left-handed fighter. He can jab pretty much. But he's not he doesn't do anything with the left hand. Nobody cares about his left hand. If I'm fighting Wilder, I would be worried about Wilder on his right side. I would always be aware of that right hand. When he throws it, duck, dodge, or do lateral movement or move to the fucking far left if you can. Weave under that shot, please. That's what I would have the game plan to do, because all that other stuff, he doesn't really have a game plan. He really doesn't. He mentions he does. His game plan is to knock people out. Jim Brown, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Josh the youngest, y'all forgot this. He's trying to play the long game. Canelo versus Golovkin too eventually gets the win over Fury. You know what? Agency is stored in the balls. You know what? I wouldn't prefer Anthony Joshua to do that. Because if he chose to fight Deontay Wilder when he's 38, 39 years old, by that fucking time, people will be sick of that, and people will be looking at another fight that tops or possibly, trumps that particular interest in that fight. But for him to wait out, if he's waiting out for Deontay Wilder, that's not a good sign. I hate when fighters do that. I really do. Canelo does that shit all the time. He did it with Golovkin. Okay? He did that with Kovalev. He fights these guys when these guys he knows that motherfucker's get about ready to go. Do you think AJ would have to revert back to his original aggressive and heavy aversion to beat Wilder? Yes, he will do that, I believe. I think he'll add a little bit with the boxing IQ on top of an aggressive style too. So at times he'll stay flat-footed in trade, but a lot of times he will remember that he can box. So if you add those two styles, June 1 versus December 7th, and you collide them together, that's the perfect ingredient and fight plan and fight style for Anthony Joshua. I don't see AJ losing anymore. I think he still fights his hardest, but he's dedicated and versatile. Yes, Lisa, he is. For somebody to get knocked down 4 times and call that man a quitter, fuck him. The right hand clocked him. The left was his throwaway. Absolutely. He just did that it looked good. He hit him with the right, boom, follow with the left. The left didn't do dick. The left was just something, it was for semantics, if anything. That's it. The right hand clocked him. Yeah. Wilder gets stuck on the ropes a lot. Dangerous place to be. Yeah, he does. But let me shed some light on you about Wilder. Okay, Wilder was on the ropes. Yes, he was. And that was in the first Luis Ortiz fight. And you know what? I saw that fight this morning, and I looked at it again. I do that. I just analyze certain fights and what the tactics and what the semantics, and really what happened blow by blow, And I noticed that. Wilder and Ortiz. Wilder landed a lot of right hands. He really did. He landed a lot of right hands in that fight. He landed them to the nose, to the temple. He caught him here in the temple that made him dazed in the 5th round. Wilder only won 2 rounds that whole fucking fight, but it was enough to win because he took Ortiz out. One thing about Ortiz, I noticed he used more upper body movement. Being a southpaw, he stuck his chin down to his chest. He flicked the jab. He got up on his heels like Muhammad Ali. He did a lot of those things. Well, Tom, I think that if that fight happens, it'll be a war. And they'll learn a lot about each other. Fear was going down before the left. Yes, BA, we know that. Everybody's trying to, he's a left-handed hooker. He ain't no fucking hooker. Okay? Feed F. 199. Thank you for the super chat. Wilder wanted to unify if Ruiz beat Joshua. I don't want to hear him say. I don't want to hear him saying it now that AJ won. No, I want him to say that. I want him to want that fight. I want him to keep the same energy that he had before when he thought Ruiz was going to stomp him. He was hoping for that, but it didn't work. Can you give us Wilder's laugh? Oh, I'm like, what the fuck? It's gonna be a very good time for me, but it's gonna be a very bad time for him. Oh man. Oh, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Alice Amar. Dude, it was hilarious, man. And he would get tired and gas out. Yeah, hit the likes. We got 100 people on the chat. Let's get it to 100. Let's equalize. Let's mirror our chat versus our likes. You know what I mean? The dude, I mean, that's how he said that shit was kind of disturbing, right? Think about it. God of War, check this shit out. That motherfucker was like, he was like, man, I already started training 10 days ago, man. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? You know, and look, Fury's over there like, it's fucking Dosa. It's Dosa. I've been hearing you for the last 30 minutes, and it has occurred to me. You say you like the lineal champ, then the second thing you say it's gonna die with you. Which one do you want? Lineal. I'm the lineal champ. I'm the Tyson Fury. I'm the best thing since sliced bread. The dude's a trip, man. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? But it was kind of unnerving. Well, not even unnerving. It was disturbing because we don't know where it came from. That shit came out of, you know what it reminded me of? Who was that presidential campaign where the dude was like, you know what that reminds me of? Oh boy, remember Dave Chappelle? Anybody watch Dave Chappelle? Who do you think Ortiz beats in the current top heavyweight? We don't know, Harrison. I hope he fights all the motherfuckers to see where he's at. What's up, Mar the Machine? Counter punch to you, brother. But we'll see. You know something? If Ortiz fights old as that motherfucker they say he is, if he fights a lot of those people, he kicks a lot of ass. He'll surprise a lot of people. Yeah, Dave Chappelle. Look, you remember he was mimicking that dude, that politician? We're going to go to Wisconsin, Milwaukee. We're going to go up to Idaho. Remember that shit? That's what Wilder reminded me what he did. He's like, he did something that was just, he overreacted. He did an outburst. You know. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? This dude's tripping. When I heard that shit on the live chant, look, that shit was amazing, dude. It was amazing. I don't know. Ortiz don't look too dominating with Hammer. He didn't Antonio Matthews, but guess what, Antonio? You gotta admit he looked a lot fucking better with Wilder than he did with Hammer. So, yes, Kurt, that was spot on. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna refresh. I'll be right back, okay? Guinness break. Be right back. Welcome back, peeps. I am back. Guinness is good for you. It is very good. Agency It is very good. Agency is stored in the balls. Kurt, you going to hit that canvas too. Yeah, I hit that canvas called the bed. Shit. I hit that canvas if my ass is crazy enough to get in there with somebody that I'm not conditioned for, that's more skilled, that catches me with a shot that I don't see. Look at that Guinness. Look at that shit. That's Malt Pride, sir. Gents and ladies. Yozaki beat the best guys in the world. Lacey, Taylor, Jones. It took 10 years for those guys to fight Joe. He had to slap them to death because he had broken hands and multiple surgeries. You know what, David? He did beat Roy Jones. He did beat Bernard Hopkins. And you know something ironic? Both of those guys dropped him in the first round. Ain't that ironic? Dude, that's not how you pour a Guinness. Look, I already had Guinness in there. If I would have poured this shit straight up, the shit would have overfloweth. We don't need to overflow. I know what I'm doing. Okay? I know what I'm doing, Benjamin Alexander. I'm good. Kevin Johnson, AJ. Kurt, AJ, in my opinion, would beat Wilder and Fury if they would get in the ring. Kevin Johnson, it could happen. Those fights with the egos, the networks, it's a lot of things stopping those fights. I prefer Pepsi on rocks with a big blunt. I heard that, Adam. Ain't nothing wrong with Pepsi. With weed, I haven't smoked weed in a couple years since Black Panther. I used to smoke a lot of weed on the production of Black Panther. Black Panther, you got a lot of stunt guys. I did stunts in Black Panther. And I doubled Forrest Whitaker. I did all of his stunts. So Forrest Whitaker, Down Blaster. I'll send a link to my PayPal. And thank you for your support. First time listener, Maxwell Black, Counterpunch to you. Welcome to the platform. Welcome to Counterpunch Boxing News. But I was into a lot of edibles and stuff like that, and I just stopped, And then when I did do those, I didn't even really care to drink. So it wasn't like one of those things where I cared drinking a lot, Theo Luan, hello to you. Jim Brown, rum and coke, Cuba Libre. You gotta add the lime. That's what you need, brother. I love it. Bacardi. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, Jim Brown. It's in Cuba. In Cuba, they have this rum, and that's what you're supposed to use. It's called like official rum there. It's a lot stronger. It's a lot authentic. It's called Ron Cube, right? Yeah. Ron Cube is rum in Cuba. You can take that, add it with fucking Coke, and then lime. It is the best. No, it's not called a fucking Malibu. Okay, that's not what you call it. You call it a Cuba Libre. For American Cuba Libre. Okay. Rank on Studios. Counterpunch, you missed our previous super chat. Oh, thank you for the blessing. Thank you for the super chat. You can lose time in the day. Yep. It's not called Malibu. Okay. DJ One, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Woke up tippy. Ethan Fresh. Tyson Fury was scared too. He didn't have the bounce like he at the last press conference they had in the first fight. Did you notice that, Kurt? Not really. I think what it is, it just people did not sound like they were. It almost like maybe, just maybe, Ethan. Maybe they put too much in the first fight. You know what I mean? You got to remember something, Ethan. To this day, To this day, that shit was created because of frustration. You think Deontay Wilder came there and thought he was going to make a slogan by his outburst of what he said to this day because he was pissed off at Radio Raheem or the way he worded certain things in Tyson Fury? No. That shit came from an altercation that got out of hand and had to break the motherfuckers up. And then Radio Raheem, the way he worded it, him being a journalist, worded it in a way he said, you say your people has been to, your people's too! Your people's too! Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. I dare you to say you don't know what I'm talking about, man. Our people been fighting. Man, I understand what you're saying, and can you explain? I ain't gotta understand that thing. I ain't gotta say something that's been already understood, Radio Raheem. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm talking about. I dare you to sit there and say you don't know what I'm talking about, man. Our people have been fighting for 400 years to this day. To this day. To this day. I'm out of here, man. That's what he did. And then that wasn't something planned. So maybe Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury gave too much into the first bid. You know, I'm going to be real with you. Yak Pushin, one of the recent videos, but you're on my favorite YouTube, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. Luis Ortiz is the second best heavyweight in the division right now. Ethan Fresh. We don't know that. Just like we don't know that Deontay Wilder is the best heavyweight. We don't know that yet. Has Deontay Wilder knocked out Anthony Joshua? Has he beat Tyson Fury? How about Kaunaki? How about Andy Ruiz? Okay. How about Dillian White? How about Joseph Parker? How about Povetkin, which he was supposed to fight Povetkin? I know he's older. Shit, if you fight Ortiz, you can fight Povetkin. We have to know where these guys are. Look, I'm not saying that Deontay Wilder doesn't have the power to knock these guys out. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is what you're assuming. You're a Wilder fan. Cool. I'm an Ortiz fan. Todo mi corazón para Cuba. 100%. I'm a fan of Luis Ortiz. I am looking for the first Cuban heavyweight. We've had a lot of Cuban champions. I'm looking for the first heavyweight Cuban champion. Okay? It's not that. But we don't know what Ortiz is going to do, honestly. We don't know how he's going to line up against Dillian White, Kaunaki, Dominic Brazil, Jarrell Miller, Anthony Joshua. There are so many fights that could be made to Luis Ortiz. Real talk. Okay? So we don't really know what he's capable of doing. We don't know. Now, my take is, but to say he's second just to rank his ass, why would you rank him without even knowing where he at? Let's see where they at. Is he maybe third or fourth? Yeah, there's a possibility. But we ain't going to know if he's second yet just because he got beat by Wilder twice and ain't fought nobody else. He has to fight other people. See, after he loses by Deontay Wilder, if he wants to prolong his career and make it worth something, instead of, I fought right 2 times, 2 times I almost, casi gano pelea, pero era tener un canal, el poder, con derecho, le dan la mano, el derecho es demasiado para mí, entonces me voy para el piso. We don't know what the fuck he's going to do with these other guys. We just seen him fight twice. Okay? So, that's that. You know? Now, Jesus Ruiz. We don't know if he's second best. You know what I mean? Let me say this. That's what they regard, and that's why I know Mr. Ephraim is a pro PBC guy. Look, be a pro boxing guy. That means you can put everything together besides looking at this one side and cheerleading. Yeah, PC. Wilder, Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz. Go ahead, Luis Ortiz. Look, we don't know what he's going to do. Okay? We don't know what he's going to do because he hasn't fought anyone to prove what he's going to do. Honestly, we don't know that. February 22nd. Can you please help me with this breakdown? How do you think AJ would fight Wilder at range? So how are we measuring their greatness? Everything combined, subcategories, inside in the ring. Zaro's 2 times. We won't know what they're gonna do until they get into the ring. Now we can base who they fought, who they've beat. We can do that. But guess what? You got somebody like Wilder. He's only fought Ortiz twice. Fury about to be twice. How do we compare him to the rest of the heavyweight division? We can't. Same thing for Ortiz. You fought Deontay Wilder twice and nobody else. It would be different if you had a history of fighting the tougher guys like Dillian White has. Okay? That ain't happened. So until that happens, then we can make. But here's the thing. Dillian White can't say, hey, Ortiz is 100 years old. Well, good. Fight him then. See, I'm with Wilder on that. Here's my thing. The only reason I'm with Wilder on Ortiz, because all I want people to do is fight Ortiz. Fight the motherfucker. Fight him. Prove Deontay Wilder wrong. See, it's a love-hate relationship with me and Deontay Wilder because he thinks the same way I do, but it's opposite. See, here's the thing. I want Deontay Wilder to prove me wrong. Right? I want him to prove me wrong. Because I want him to do things that I don't see him doing. I don't see Deontay Wilder doing the things that he needs to do to show that he's the true champ, the baddest man on the planet. If I'm Deontay Wilder, honestly, I would be knocking out every matchroom motherfucking fighter that I could find. Counterpunch. Every one of them. I would be like, oh, he a matchroom fighter? Oh, you know I hate them motherfuckers. I'm so frustrated. Shelly, make the fucking fight happen. Bomb Squad! That's what I would be if I would be a straight matchroom heavyweight savage. I would have knocked Dillian White out a year and I would have knocked Dillian White out when I fought fucking Ortiz. I wouldn't even pick Ortiz. I would have picked Dillian White so I could knock him out to show my true hatred. I know he hates Eddie Hearn. He hates Eddie Hearn, but you know what my problem with Deontay Wilder is? He's just talking. He's talking. How you say? He's talking. If he really hated him, and I know why he hates him, because he loves Shelly Finkel. That's his mentor slash manager. And Shelly Finkel hates Eddie Hearn. Probably some back deep-rooted shit with Barry Hearn. Okay? Matter of fact, to go deeper into that, Deontay Wilder probably hates Eddie Hearn over some shit Shelly Finkel and Barry Hearn did over something that has nothing to do with him. Let's be real. Nothing to do with him at all. You know? Yes, exactly. Wait a minute. It's time for a Super 6. Yeah, it's time for a Super 6 World Super Series. That's what it's time for. You know? Look. Wilder should be a matchroom savage. See, for you saying, oh, I can't stand his eyes, his blue eyes. He just look at you. He got this energy. Dude, it's either this is what I'm saying. If Wilder honestly thinks that Eddie Hearn is evil because of some other shit outside of boxing, his energy, you can tell in his eyes. He has this high energy. Okay, and you think he's honestly evil. You honestly think he's evil. Okay. Then you should be the Avenger to take out that evil person. Because it's almost to me like if you think he's evil, but you refuse to fight any of those fighters, it comes off like you're scared. Like you don't want to deal with anybody over on that side because they're evil, like they're like taboo. That means you don't want to deal with them. You don't want to even have any type of negotiations with them. If you notice how interviewers come to Wilder, they're always saying, "Would you at least?" Eddie Hearn said that you're worth the 50-50. You know, what do you say about that? Will you at least sit down and talk to him? Why do you think somebody has to sit down and talk to somebody that says what they want? If they want 50-50, why do they have to accept talking to them? Because Deontay Wilder has already said, "Oh, I can't stand them. I don't like them. They evil." Look, if they evil, if you think they're evil, that means you're not evil, right? Go knock them motherfuckers out then. Take all of them out. And if they're with Eddie Hearn and you're riding with Eddie Hearn, knock their ass out. Don't talk about this shit and dig up Fury. Why are you fucking with Fury still? You already knocked him out. Come on, man. Just like schoolyard click fight immature as fuck. But guess what, Jim Brown? Deontay Wilder has a choice. He could fight all those dudes, and if he feels he can beat all those dudes. Do I believe Eddie Hearn? Guess what? There is nothing, I repeat, nothing that Shelly Finkel has said, Stephen Espinosa, Deontay Wilder has said to make this man a liar. Zebedon Looney X, salute to you, kind of punch to you. Big Kush Kurt, pure ism. How many times White ducked final eliminators with Ortiz and Ortiz twice? You know what? I don't know how many times he ducked them. Scance Rants. I know there was a time. Now this is what I do remember because I was on this shit like flies on shit. I remember when Derek Chisora turned down the money because you know Derek always wants more money. You remember like Scance Rants. If you know anything about Derek Chisora always wants more money. He always demands more money. You see how he acted a fool with Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis, right? He always does that. That's not nothing new under the sun. He's that type of dude. So when he asked for too much money, and then Dillian White was saying, "Fuck that," then they all of a sudden reached out to Ortiz, so they claim, right? Or Eddie Hearn claimed he reached out to Ortiz. I don't think Eddie Hearn did that, honestly. I honestly don't believe he did that because Eddie Hearn does not like Ortiz because the way he talks about Ortiz. Why would you give some fat ass dude that's a Mexican fat ass dude that you don't even know an opportunity over an Ortiz and he's already had a world championship bout? Think about that, peoples. Let's make this make sense. Ortiz has already fought for the WBC and he gave Deontay Wilder hell for 10 rounds, people. So why all of a sudden after that point, why would you pick Chisora a fucking redo to fight when you could have picked Ortiz? Now let's be real. Because I thought that was real funny because all of a sudden Chisora came back and they renegotiated with Chisora. But I'm like, well, wait a minute. No. Why didn't you negotiate and take time to negotiate with Luis Ortiz? Now, what's fucked up about that, people? Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Yeah, you can say fate, but here's the problem with that. It's easy for people that don't like Eddie Hearn to claim that maybe he didn't give Luis Ortiz the proper amount of time, his crew, the proper amount of time to react or respond to a fight with AJ. See, AJ and Tyson and Eddie Hearn are two different people. Eddie Hearn does things and he works behind the scenes and he'll come to AJ and present AJ this. He's good at talking. He's good at talking. And see, Anthony Joshua is a guy. I believe Anthony Joshua is a soldier like a lot of fighters are. But I think these promoters stop this shit from happening. Okay? But I don't know. Okay. After February 22nd, when he dominates Tyson Fury, AJ is going to run from him. That's why we won't never know. Look, Ephraim Fresh 73. Mr. Fresh, ask yourself this question. How many fucking offers did Anthony Joshua send Deontay Wilder versus how many offers did Deontay Wilder send Anthony Joshua? And I'm asking you this. We can kill the AB side noise. I'm going to tell you why. Because Deontay Wilder's egotistical ass already thinks that he's a side. Because at times it's been recorded that Deontay Wilder said after the Tyson Fury fight, I think I need 60-40 in my favor. So if you want 60-40 in your favor, that means you're the A side. But guess what? If you're the A side, you have to know you're the A side. You have to know what your job fucking responsibility is. If your responsibility of being the A side, you know what that means? You send the offers to the B side. So if he felt that he was the A side, he needs to then start sending offers. If he wants undisputed with the guy that has the rest of the fucking belts, he has to send him an offer at that point. And I don't mean no fucking $50 million. And this is another question you ask yourself. If his $50 million was legitimate or whatever, why did it have a fucking expiration date on it? Why was it 24 hours? Why didn't they send a contract explaining the terms? Why didn't they want to sit down? It was too many whys. So stop with the bullshit about what Wilder will do and Wilder is this and that. If Wilder's A-side, Wilder's team, Shelly Finkel will send Eddie Hearn like, look, this is what we'll send you to come over and fight us. He just received $85 million, right? Which I don't see them doing that. They broke as fuck over there. And if they ain't broke, they ain't spending it on Wilder. So what does that tell you? Wilder was right, though. What was he right about? In what regards? C Stance, counterpunch to you. Thank you for the super chat. How many times did they improve the offer every time? Exactly, Daniel. But here's the thing. If you're the A side, if Deontay Wilder's the A side and he knows something we don't know, right? Because that's always the thing that could be. If he knows something that we don't know, okay, why didn't he ever send another offer? Why did he go after a fat ass, bald headed, fucking out of shape Fury instead of fight the dude for undisputed? Let me ask you another question. When he said he knocked out Fury, I got a broke arm. When he said that, why didn't he fucking try to get the undisputed fight after he beat Fury? He got the belt still. He's the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Why the fuck didn't he try to get the fight then? Offers were constantly sending to him. Why didn't they send one? Because if they didn't like it, okay, we don't like that. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to send you this offer. I don't like this, but I like that. So let me give you this with notation attached to it. Come on, man. Let's stop this bullshit, bro. Let's stop acting like Wilder wanted to fight Joshua that goddamn bad besides run his mouth. The only thing I didn't like about, hold up. Kirk, funny how Eddie Hearn wasn't there when Wilder was offered $120 million. That was the zone sheet. You know why, David, he wasn't there? Because he didn't want to fuck the thing up because he knew that Deontay Wilder had hatred against him. That's why John Skipper was there. Because if Eddie would have showed up, it would have fucked things up because that would have been their excuse. You know what? I'm out of here, man. Eddie, I don't want to fuck with Eddie. I don't believe him. That's what have happened. That answers your question right there. You know, John Skipper came in because he was the vice president of the zone. That's what he did. He offered that shit. You know, and him and Shelly Finkel supposed to be, you know, he was very good. He was nice. I liked everything he had to say. I just didn't know. I didn't like how much of Joshua. We didn't know how much he was getting. You jealous bitches. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck does that got to do with anything, man? It's crazy. Yep, Jim Brown, 12.5, 15 million, 120 million for 3 or 4 fights. It's crazy, man. Whatever. Wilder can't say the word frustrated correctly. No, he can't. You know, that's him. I'm frustrated. I'm flustered. I'm flustered. But Wilder knock you the fuck out, though. You know what I mean? Just because your vocabulary isn't the best, don't mean you lack power. You know. I just want him to test himself like a true American champ would. I'm tired of all the bullshit. I'm tired of like Al Heyman. Let him go back to fucking music producing. Let him do that shit. Let him go back to managing music. You know? Like real talk. You know, like yeah, it's unplugged. I love that. Counterpunch unplugged. You fucking right. Let him go back to doing that shit because what he's doing, he's making these boxers believe that they're the shit and they ain't the shit. Look at Tank Davis. That motherfucker ain't gonna fight nobody until he's 35. And then when he does, they gonna all be old. He'll fight Loma when he's 37. And that motherfucker's 32. Fuck, no, matter of fact, he'll fight him when he's 39 and he's 32. Because he's 25 right now. You know? So Joshua chose not to fight Wilder even though he believes he could beat him because of an A side, B side. That's bullshit. Why he said he will fight Wilder when he know he can beat him. Okay. I don't know if you motherfuckers are listening or not, but I want you to pay attention. If you want to fight someone being a boxer, you get with your promoter, and your promoter offers a certain amount of money to that fighter. Since they were both champions, you had the unified champion versus the single fucking champion, which is Deontay Wilder. Okay? So you have this guy over here that makes all this fucking money, and you got this guy over here that doesn't make as much. As a matter of fact, he doesn't make a fraction. He makes a fraction like Joshua. Now, the greedy part comes in is this side over here because they know what this guy is worth. So what they try to do, they try to come together and they want 50-50. So they want 50-50. So they want fucking another quarter of something that they're not worth. That's what they wanted. But it's smart because they know I only make $2 million a fucking fight. So since I make $2 million a fight, I want Anthony Joshua to give me 50-50. You know, because if he loses, he makes way more money than he ever made. He makes that Golovkin Canelo money. You remember when Canelo offered Golovkin 15 million flat? Y'all forget that shit. And he said, no, guys, no, I want 50-50. And then they ended up giving him, I think, 37. And then the rest went to Canelo, and he made all that money. And then the motherfucker been cuckoo for Canelo ever since. That's all he wants to fight. He don't want to fight Charlo, Andre, none of them motherfuckers. He wants, guys, I want ready. I want big drama show. Bitch, if you think you won already, what the fuck you want to fight him again? Money. That's what happens when you give fucking people money that they're not accustomed to. And Joshua knew that shit. That's why Joshua stayed quiet when Deontay Wilder talked a lot of shit, even towards his promotion for the first Fury fight. Okay? When he was promoting the Fury fight, all he did was talk about Joshua. Joshua, I'm going to tell you something. You scared. You a coward. Now, my only problem with Joshua was like, motherfucker, you going to go off on Lennox Lewis and call him a clown. You could at least say, man, fuck you, Deontay Wilder. You're a broke-ass clown. That's right. You're a broke-ass clown. That's why you're not getting none of my fucking money. And I'm not giving you no fucking 50-50. Because you ain't earned it. You're a broke-ass champion. Nobody hardly knew who the fuck you were. And you don't make no money. So why would you expect me to break bread with you? That's what I would have done, being that champ. But I am looking towards the day that happens. Because remember, it took Lennox Lewis a long time, or should I say, it took Joshua a long time to snap on Lennox Lewis. He snapped on that motherfucker, right? He snapped on him. Lennox Lewis is a clown. He's just a clown, you know. And he got pissed because Lennox was talking all that shit. But then I'm like, get mad at the fucking source too. Fuck Deontay too. You mind, you know, you ain't got nothing to say against me. The last time I seen you, motherfucker, you was commentating at the Klitschko fight. Oh, by the way, somebody knocked you the fuck out too. You didn't want to fight him. You hid behind your manager and let your manager speak for you. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? You guys want to tell me now Deontay Wilder's now Mr. Get Bad? He the baddest man on the planet now? Why didn't he say something when fucking Shelly Finkel was, he's our baby champion. He's our baby champion. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on now. Let's make this shit make sense. And he didn't want it. He didn't want that Klitschko shit. He stuck behind motherfuckers that he knew. I'm going to go with you, Shelly, whatever you say. He could have said, you know what, I'm ready to fight all these motherfuckers. And see, it started with Wilder a long time ago. Look, I used to like Wilder. I used to ride with Wilder way before Joshua even came around. Joshua was in the Olympics. I remember that time. The baby champion was busy knocking out cruiserweight journeymen then. Yes, he was knocking out people we didn't know of. They were building his resume, which was cool. He was expressing and showcasing his power. That's when I first saw Deontay Wilder, and the first thing I thought of, like, damn, that's a big, tall John Henry motherfucker. You know what I mean? And he was knocking people the fuck. He was knocking them out, people. Now that Malik Scott shit was like, dude, you ain't that damn strong now, because you didn't hit that dude like that. You didn't hit him like that. You know what I mean? You didn't hit that fucking guy like that. But, you know, he went down like that. You mean to tell me Luis King Kong Ortiz battered you like that and he knocked you down, but then all of a sudden Deontay Wilder's going to hit you with some grazing ass left hook and you're going to fall to the fucking ground? Anyway, man, but, you know, besides that, he was knocking people out. And I was like, man, Deontay Wilder, man, because he had a record like 30-30. I was like, damn, I never seen a record like that. That's like a fucking imaginary record. That shit's made up to me, right? But he was knocking people out. And then I seen Joshua knock out Charles Martin. When I seen Joshua knock out Charles Martin, I said to myself, wait a minute. I see the way this motherfucker knocked out Charles Martin because I seen the fight that Charles Martin won by disqualification to get over there to fight the UK British fighter, Joshua. And Joshua dispatched that motherfucker. And I was like, damn, that was very impressive, right? So since that was very impressive, I think to myself, like, wait a minute. We got a champion over here, Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder, that motherfucker's a big, tall, strong motherfucker too. So you got this dude, this British big muscle head motherfucker over here in Britain, right? And he knocked out the champ to take that belt to WBO. But over here, you got this strong, big, strapping ass dude that's knocking people out with one punch. That's going to be a hell of a fight. And I already put together that, you know? Yeah, they trying to tell it. Yeah, they trying to give us baloney and tell us it's stakes. Real talk. How do you see AJ closing the gap in the fight with Wilder so he can fight on the inside? Big fan of your channel. Corey Taylor. You know what? Really, by using the jab, I think what will happen in the place, Joshua's good at lateral movement back and forth. Like, if you see what he did with Andy Ruiz, he's capable of movement. Now, my only thing with Joshua, he does not have good head movement. So he's always subject to getting knocked the fuck out. He is. Because Deontay Wilder's the kind of fighter, he has that one punch. Everybody knows. He sits apart, you know, he'll throw a jab, and then something, he's added this. He slings a left hook. If you see how Deontay Wilder throws a left hand, he slings that motherfucker like he's holding a bat, right? Now, what he'll do is he spreads his legs apart. He fights tall. He'll try to come around your guard. And he'll paw with a jab. And he'll try to get in position for that one right hand. That's his total game plan. But someone's hitting him with a power jab like Jarrell Washington. That frustrates him. It does. It did also. So with Joshua has to get in. He has to get in, get up under it. And see, the problem with Deontay Wilder, he almost fights like a pure boxer. Almost. But he's just not that. He's like an incomplete pure boxer. He has some boxing ability, but it's limited to the point where he's not going to do things like, he's not going to jab and hook off the jab, bam, bam. He's not going to set traps. Now, the things he does do, he'll set traps only with his right side, like he did with Ortiz the first time. In the 10th round, when Ortiz comes in, he used the ropes, and then he caught Ortiz coming off the ropes. Then he spent around, he grabbed him, he threw him to the fucking ropes where he was, right? And then, anyway, I thought that was some bullshit, but he did that. Yes, Wilder is still undefeated. Absolutely. Ethan, he's fucking undefeated. But see, a lot of people think I bash Wilder. I just ask questions that people are not comfortable with, and they think that I'm bashing him, but I'm asking real fucking questions. Who did he beat? Who did fucking Wilder beat? Ortiz. Who did Ortiz beat? Brian Jennings. Who did Brian Jennings beat? No fucking body. No one. He fought Klitschko. Got beat by Klitschko. Later on, got beat by Ortiz. Ortiz got beat by Wilder, and that's the end. Bottom line. There's nothing else you can say about Luis Ortiz besides, yes, he's from the Cuban school. Yes, he's a great counterpuncher. I think he's a very gifted fighter. He's very aggressive. Yes, but who has he tested himself against other than Wilder? He went from Brian Jennings to Wilder. Wilder went from who to who? Ortiz, which is here, to Fury at the time, which is where? Where was Fury? Where is Fury? What makes fucking Fury so dominant? Because he's undefeated? He didn't fight Klitschko again. He didn't fight him again. He didn't give him an opportunity to fight him again. He didn't fight any fucking body besides Pianetta and Safari. Come on, people. Look, that is Deontay Wilder's resume, and he didn't beat him. So he got one fucking fight. He won, and he beat a motherfucker that was in the top 10. That's the first person. The second person was Dominic Breazeale. The third person, he didn't beat, Tyson Fury. And then, in fact, Tyson Fury, they had to add him to the ranks. In fact, the crooked bullshit they did with the WBC, they made him over Dillian Whyte, and Dillian Whyte been there. Come on, people. You know what I mean? That two fucking people. I beat Ortiz, and I fought Tyson Fury. Okay. And really, Dominic Breazeale, that's somebody that's already been beat by you-know-who. So let's not go there. Next. You know what I mean? It's a name on the resume. It is. Wilder scared because Kurt Wilder scared because Wilder has never fought a puncher. They're not gonna put him in there with punches. I'm gonna leave that for another video, but let me give you a sneak peek on why Deontay Wilder does not like Floyd. Floyd doesn't care for Wilder. He doesn't hate him. He just doesn't care for him. Why? Because Floyd never did things like Wilder's pretending he did. Floyd actually beat those guys, beat these undefeated fighters, gave himself a foundation. He made him his name on top of who he was at Top Rank when he was with Bob Arum. Okay, he beat all these fucking guys, top tenders, Hall of Famers, okay, undefeated champions. He beat more champions than anybody in the last 10 years. Okay, so that's Floyd Mayweather, and he's undefeated. Deontay Wilder just has an undefeated record. That does not mean you have earned the shit like Floyd has. That's why Floyd looks at that shit like, you ain't fought no fucking body. Floyd ain't gonna give nobody respect unless they earn it. Okay? And Deontay ain't earned the shit. Now, can he knock these guys out? Okay. We don't know that. We don't know if he will or not. And I'm not gonna be that person to say, man, I bet you get his ass beat. Well, he could. Why? Because we haven't seen it. And here's the whole picture. This is what I'm getting to. The fact that we don't know that he will get beat or not, we have to question. We have to question if he's that type of dude that will stand up to these top 10 heavyweights. We seen what happened to Joshua. But Joshua was the dude that actually was the guy that took on these people. He took on these top 10s. So that could have happened at any time, really. Could have happened with Povetkin, right? Povetkin rocked him too. People forget about that. Now, Wilder had a fight with Povetkin. I think that was more bad luck. But he could have still fought him. He fought Ortiz, a guy that he claimed he would never fight people. See, people forget what Wilder said. I never fight Ortiz. He's a drug cheat. Y'all forget that, huh? Or you didn't know. Well, I'm here to tell you. Knocked out 40 of his drivers. And who did Charles Martin beat? He didn't beat anyone either. I can tell you who beat him. Anthony Joshua, Kalnaki. Okay. Wilder kind of holds your head with his hand. Then his hand right comes in. He does what he does. You know, I seen, like I told you guys, I seen the Wilder Ortiz one fight. Ortiz did have more upper body movement in the first fight. You know. And see, the thing is, dumb as the mentality of Wilder, he doesn't understand. If he doesn't knock these guys out, he won't win because he's not even counting the fact that he could be outboxed. He's not even letting that mentality or that reality or that perception seep into his mainframe. I don't worry about rounds or anything like that. I just want knockouts. I knock you out. But little you know, you could end up getting beat because of a person that looks for knockouts and they don't come, what happens? You know, just like the last fight, Ortiz would have outboxed him easily. It would have been an easy exhibition fight for Ortiz if he would have avoided the fucking right hand. That's the only thing that helps him. But that's the only thing that he needs. See, I'm not hating on Wilder. I just know the reality. Somebody's going to beat that guy. And you know what? It might not even be Joshua. It might not be Fury. It'd be some motherfucker that knows. Stay away from the right hand. Put it to him. Take it to him. Keep, stay on his right side to keep away from the right hand. When he throws that shit, you know how to defend. Easy. Nobody scants rants. He didn't beat any fucking body. He won the belt by a fucking disqualification. I forgot the guy's name. I forgot his name. Eastern European fighter. I know that much. It's all constructive criticism about these boxers. It has nothing to do with hate. No, it don't have anything to do with hate. People think I have I hate Wilder. I don't hate Wilder. You know, I think Wilder could be more articulate with what he truly, really wants to project. You know, he wants to show other things besides boxing. The type of things you say on Patreon and things of that nature that you want to have private, conversations. Just like barbershop conversations want to bring that on. That motherfucker's a phony though. He's a fraud. You know, because see, he's the kind of guy that if he gets mad at you, then he's against you. But if you truly love your brethren because you believe in your people, you won't be turning on people like he did with Al Heyman. He talked shit about Al Heyman because Al Heyman had some I forget her name or whatnot. You know, and that's some other shit. He's not he look to Fred from Barbershop Conversation. He uses Deontay Wilder as a tool. That's it. He wants interviews because he know if he can kiss ass. He wants someone that's that go-to guy to use as his object of promoting racism. You know what I mean? And in fact, when he's through with you or you do something not his liking, because he used to love Andre Ward. This is facts, people. This same guy used to love Andre Ward. Now he hates Andre Ward, calling him the son of a white man. What the fuck his father got to do with anything? Don't be talking about that man like that. You praise him. I cried. When you crying, bitch, quit fucking crying on everything. You're taking this shit to, what are you, a fucking black Larry Merchant? What the fuck is that? And then he went at Andre Ward because Andre Ward spoke an opinion about Deontay Wilder. So fucking what? So did Floyd Mayweather. Floyd said, I thought he lost too. Just because Andre Ward had an opinion, you want to attack this man because his dad's white? You racist piece of shit. Fuck you, man. You know what I mean? And then really with Deontay Wilder, look, if he wants to promote and help his people as a whole, he would stay away from cocksuckers like that. You know who real people are? People like Mike Tyson. Well, he don't talk all that bullshit because at the end of the day, is it like, are you a decent person? Do you get along with somebody? Do you respect the next human person, next person? Do you in a grocery store? Do you look at a person? Oh, this person's white. You're a fucking race hater. You know, that's a disease, bro. That's something you're taught. You know, that's why I don't go in. Some dude inboxed me the other day. Matter of fact, it was this morning. And he was like, man, how can you talk about Fred? He's going out for his black brother and shit like that. I'm like, dude, the dude be talking a bunch of bullshit. You know, and it's time to turn on you. He gonna turn on your ass like he did Andre Ward and Al Heyman, because if something he sees he don't like, he gonna turn on you. Why you think fucking Kenny Porter beat that ass? He got sick of that shit because he knows he's a fucking phony. And I didn't mean to get on that dude like that, but those are the type of dudes that promote Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder thinks these people are cool with him. And they ain't cool. Because the moment he says something they like, they're going to attack him, just like any of those smut-ass reporters do. He's a smut-ass race-bait reporter that thinks he's Malcolm X. He ain't married to no black woman. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to hear that shit. You know? Really. Kurt, don't duck this question. Baby Calzaghe came back to dominate and drop Hopkins and dominate Roy Jones. For me, Calzaghe's the best fighter out of the UK. Very underrated, very unbeaten. David Grace. There's no need of ducking that question, because Calzaghe was very, very underrated. He was very underrated, and in fact, look. This is the thing you say. I think if Joe Calzaghe was American, I think he would be more popular than Floyd Mayweather. I do think that. I think because he was not from America or the Americas, he wasn't looked at like that. And on top of it, it didn't really help him fighting Roy Jones past his prime or Bernard Hopkins past his prime. You know what I'm saying? But Calzaghe had a beautiful style. He destroyed Jeff Lacy. Destroyed him. You know, the only thing that hurt his career and his resume was Jeff Lacy. He beat Jeff Lacy so much and so bad that Jeff fucking Lacy just wasn't the same after that. And because he wasn't the same after that, he performed poorly in every event after that. He was mentally distraught. He was mentally defeated. Hey, I'm drinking. I'm just sipping right now. I had enough. Yeah, he's from Wales. I don't know what they say about him, Mac Boswell. I don't know. I don't know the stereotype. No, OG. You can't say Roy is only 3 years older than Kawasaki. Roy was past his prime. Roy had defeated. Roy was undefeated for what? How fucking long? 15 years. Look, Roy had already got knocked out by the time he fought Kawasaki. It wasn't that same Roy pre Tarver. Okay, it wasn't. Now, does it warrant a win? Yes. I mean, he beat Roy because Roy dropped him. Roy dropped him the first fight. Roy had the power, had the skills, he had the speed, he had all that shit. He was just magnificent, you know? He was spectacular. You know what I mean? That was Roy Jones. Do you think AJ will work on his head movement when he fights Wilder? Corey, he should. If he don't, he could get fucking caught. Because that's all it takes is that one punch that changes everything. And that's the heavyweight division overall. These big guys throwing these big bows, and those bows count. You know? But you know something funny? I think that Wilder has the capability of beating Joshua. Joshua has the skills and the power, and he has enough even. He's even across the board to beat Wilder. But it's one of those things where Wilder will always be that guy, don't blink. You know, he's like David Tua. David Tua could lose every fucking round. He was losing to David Izon. He was losing to Oleg Baskayev. He was losing to the big old Frezzo Kendo. He was losing to all these guys. Donnell Nicholson. All these fighters that he was losing to. Until he landed that one shot and took you the fuck out. John Ruiz, we can't even count that because he knocked John Ruiz out in 48 seconds. He knocked out Michael Moore in 49 seconds. So, yeah, but here's the thing. Wilder has that, you know, he does enough because he knows he puts himself in position to throw that punch to get that punch out. And it's quite impressive, honestly, for him to have that type of faith in himself. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. That's a catchy quote. And he believes in himself. That's one thing. Now, with the people he's fought, I'm waiting for the day Wilder steps up and says, hey, you know what? I'm ready to fight all these guys. Bring them on. I don't think AJ will need movement if he applies pressure. Smaller fighter. Yes, he is a puncher, but he needs extension. Well, a hooker, because Wilder's not a hooker. Man, Wilder will catch you coming in. He can catch you coming in. Look at Spilka. Right? No, Antonio, he's only 33, 34. He needs to hurry the fuck up. He really does. Kind of sounds like it's easy to beat AJ if you're Wilder, right? Look, if you're Wilder, Corey, you have to understand something. The perception of Wilder and how Wilder views fights. Wilder looks at fights like Andy Ruiz looked at a rematch with Anthony Joshua. He looked at it as though all I need to do is hit and land that one shot, and then everything changes for me, and then the same thing happens all over again. I beat Anthony Joshua again. Deontay Wilder, Deontay Wilder has the perception that all he has to do is land that one shot, that money shot, and then he can end the fight. See, when you have that type of faith, that belief, and that mentality in one punch, it's kind of hard to really focus on doing everything else well. Honestly, if you know, man, all I need to do is land this one shot, what the fuck I'm gonna sit here and do all this other bullshit for? I'm not gonna do that. Could you imagine Wilder with a Frazier, Morrison, or Tua Hook? He would be very dangerous, but then again, I don't know, because remember Tua had a right hand in motherfucker. He didn't even know it. He didn't even know he had a right hand until he started throwing it. All he did was throw the hook. Oos! Oos! Manatalua! Oos! Right? Until he started throwing the right hand, he started hurting people with the right. I'm like, this motherfucker's even-handed, and he didn't even know until like 30 fights in. What the hell? It's crazy, man. Parker versus Usyk. Be an exciting and interesting fight as this to scale Usyk. Yeah, it would be. All of you chumps are gonna bow when Fury whoops him. Deontay Wilder, I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. Fury's gonna show you how great he is. You know what, Jedi Master? You know what? If Tyson Fury wins, what will I do? If Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, of course he's going to get props. Of course he's going to get praise. But you know what I'm going to call him? You know what I'm going to call? It's going to piss a lot of LDBC guys off. Jedi Master, listen to me very carefully. If now let's say it's spectacular. Let's say it's a knockout. Tyson Fury will be the new Muhammad Ali in this era. He just will be British. He'll be a gypsy. I'm the traveling gypsy. I'm the Muhammad Ali. I have the Mayweather, the heavyweight Mayweather defense. Nobody can beat me. I'm charismatic. I'm pretty. Think about it. Tyson Fury is the guy that reveres himself as he's like Muhammad Ali. He has a following. He has a purpose. He goes on and he speaks his mind. He's there. He does other things besides boxing. So he takes himself out of the realm of boxing. He does promote other things. Mental illness is a true thing these days. I don't know what the fuck is it. Aerosols, chapstick, fucking deodorant. I don't know what's making people crazy and making people want to kill themselves and mental and depressed and all that. But he is an advocate for that people. So if he's able to do all what he's doing in the WWE and F, you remember Muhammad Ali did that shit overseas too, right? So if he is able to beat Deontay Wilder, you know who Deontay Wilder then becomes by default? George Foreman. George Foreman. He ain't a preacher, but he's a preacher's son. He's a fucking PK. Right? Got a bunch of kids. Deontay Wilder already said he would retire if he gets beat. Well, he said if he gets knocked out in the second round, to be fair. Right? Right? Fury beats Wilder easily, same as Joshua beats Ruiz. Well, if he beats Deontay Wilder, he stops Deontay Wilder. You know what? He will be the new Ali. It'd be Tyson Fury. He was named after Tyson. But you know something? John Fury wanted to name his other son Muhammad Ali. You guys didn't know that, did you? But he will be victorious. If he's victorious, I will call him the new Muhammad Ali. And I'm not a guy, built on, I'm not a racist or nothing like that. Stuff like that doesn't bother me. He does do a lot of things that's similar to Muhammad Ali. He's stern when he talks. He's charismatic. He's very vocal. He's articulate. He doesn't, He doesn't come off dumb. You know what I mean? Or ignorant. He'll say some crazy off the wall shit. Now he'll do that. But one thing Tyson Fury doesn't come off. Now you might think, oh, well, maybe he's drunk or something, this, that, and the other. He's a religious man. He is rope a dope jab jab. I like that, Mick Boswell. But he is very vocal on his beliefs. That's why he got pissed off. 158 haters not press like. Hit the like. Hit the like button, peoples. But Tyson Fury is similar to Muhammad Ali. They ain't pretty like Ali. You know, I'm so fast, I'm so pretty. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Oh, the hands can't hit, but the eyes can't see. Rumble, young man, rumble. I love it. I love it. What advice can you give to aspiring YouTube creators wanting to make YouTube videos? Does YouTube pay well? Is it worth it? Kai Johnson. They can pay well. It depends on the subscribers, but the subscribers depends on how many loyal subscribers you have. People that really come to your channel. Anybody can say, man, hey, I'm gonna hit the subscribe button for you. That's not enough. If they don't come to your channel, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? You have people with hundreds and thousands of subscribers, but if they don't visit your channel, if they don't hit the bell icon, they don't care about none of that. You know, because those people don't come to your channel. It just looks good. But YouTube can be, you know, they have their ins and outs, but it's a lot of different things. But it's like YouTube creators, it depends on the subject that you work. Like, I love boxing. I can talk this shit all night long, right? So it has to be something you're passionate about, because if it's only about money and you're trying to make money, that ain't gonna be it. That's gonna happen in time once your clientele rises to a certain, you know, extent, right? But it has to be something else that's driving you. So if you thinking, man, I'm gonna quit my job and just be a YouTube creator, man, you're gonna be a broke motherfucker. Seriously. Unless you just blow up or whatnot. What do you think of Ali versus Inoki? Oh yeah. I don't. You know what? I didn't see that, honestly. I've seen, you know, tips. You know, I've seen clips. Sorry, not tips. What advice? Okay, let's see. Henry Gomez. Good night to you, brother. Counterpunch to you. No problem, Kai. If Fury does win, how do you think he knocks Wilder out? He doesn't knock Wilder out. He stops Wilder. He just throws so many punches that makes Wilder quit, you know. You know what I mean? He does what Calzaghe did to Roy Jones Jr. and Bernard Hopkins, especially Roy Jones Jr. He just outworks him. He keeps working him. He keeps working at, you know, those punches. Joe Calzaghe, that's a great. I'm glad someone said Joe Calzaghe, because Joe Calzaghe wasn't a knockout puncher, but he was a volume puncher. If Tyson Fury can land those shots, which I know he can, right? He can land those shots. He can persuade the referee to stop the fight. There's a lot of ways you can swell Wilder up. But then here's the thing about Wilder. Wilder believes in himself. So even if you swole both of his eyes up, Wilder will still keep coming, and he will still try. Even if he loses, I think Wilder will still try to knock you out, because that's all he knows. That's all he knows. So it ain't like, you know, it ain't like he don't know. I mean, you know, something else. I'm going to try to use the jab and win by decision. No, he's trying to knock a motherfucker out. Tyson Fury's a cokehead. Well, no, just kidding. No, man, I mean, you know, what do you want from him? Worst shit in boxing. Marcelo's Wilder, in my opinion, guys get KO'd. Yeah, I don't know much about him. You know, he's a new kid on the block, and I think he's crucified because he's Deontay Wilder's brother. But you know what the thing is? I don't like the fact that Deontay Wilder doesn't even mention his brother. I think he should support his brother. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he does that, you know. Because even when he got knocked out, he could have said, "Hey, this is for my brother that, even though he came up short." Look, he don't have the type of relationship like the Charlos have. Right? Jermell and Jermall. When Jermell got beat, he got decisioned by Tony Harrison. Jermall was affected. So it ain't like they're close brothers. Deontay Wilder might be that older dickhead brother that always fucked with his younger brother. You know what I mean? So it ain't like that, because I think he should give his brother more support. No, AJ can't say that no more. Like a lot of people can't say he's undefeated. Like every fucking body else almost, except Tyson Fury. But if he loses, then what? What does that mean? But let me tell you something, Ephraim. Ephraim, check this out, bro. If he loses, okay, just keep that same fucking energy. Don't be that motherfucker that rides that Deontay Wilder fucking dick train and then he loses, then you all against him. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stay loyal to Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Don't treat him like shit. I'm not that kind of dude, man. I wish he would lose. It's certain reasons I wish he would lose, but I just ain't just, man, I wish he would lose. I want to see what he can do. But me saying I wish he'd lose, I'm looking for somebody to outbox him, but I am looking for him to learn or to know what it's like to deal with a loss, to see how he deals with it, to see how strong he really is when something happens to him that's unlike what he has known. He's never been defeated as a pro, right? So I would like to know, like a lot of these fighters, this shit has to happen February 22nd, okay? We will know, one of these fighters will know what it's like to lose, and they will know what it's like to deal with that loss. And they will know what it's like to be Anthony Joshua. And that takes strength because a lot of people, like I said, Jeff Lacey, that motherfucker was never the same. Kawasaki tore into his ass, and he was never the same after that. He got his ass beat. Matter of fact, he got whooped by Roy Jones, an old ass Roy. People thought Jeff Lacey was gonna do. He beat that ass in Pensacola. He tore that ass up. Good and unbiased boxing channel. Big ups. Al, be sure. Counterpunch to you, brother. Thank you for the support. People turned on Lacey after Kawasaki. That's what I'm saying. So don't do that. Don't do Deontay Wilder like that because he gets beat. See that? I don't know if you guys understand what kind of boxing channel this is. It's an unbiased one. A lot of shit that he does, I'm a counterpunch his ass for doing, like calling and doing some bullshit, because he does do a lot of shit, I feel. But in grand scheme of things, don't fucking turn on him like barbershop fucking conversations when he does something that you don't like or he gets defeated. You forget who the fuck he is. No, he's a fighter. These guys, people forget Patrick Day, right? People forget about those guys. Those 4 soldiers that died last year. Because so a lot of things could happen worse than just being beat. You could die in the ring. You ain't never the same. People turned on Lacey after. Yeah. So keep that same energy. Oh, Deontay Wilder. Look. Now, if Deontay Wilder does some bitch shit, we got to counterpunch him. Because we then have to see, okay, well, the other guy, the other champion didn't act like that. I hope he don't pull no, what you call it, Adrian Broner shit. He don't even make a, he doesn't do an interview after in the ring. He just leaves and shit, Hello worldwide. DW is the best boxer. I would disagree on you on that. I don't know about the best boxer. He's a hard puncher. He's probably one of the hardest punchers, not the best boxers. Like they turned on Ruiz. Everybody turned on Ruiz. Ain't that a bitch? You right. Antonio, you're right. They turned on this man. They turned on him because they were like, okay, man, you could have did this, you could have did that. Deontay Wilder turned on him too, and that's fucked up. You know, you cut the fucking ring off. You ain't taking your career seriously. He's mad because he thought he was gonna fight Andy Ruiz. And then one thing Deontay Wilder needs to understand: it's not about who you like that you're getting in the ring with. It's who's the best fighting the best. You ain't gotta like the person that you're getting in the ring with. And that's his problem. I think he's trying to gain a rapport with these guys. That's why he was so hurt over Tyson Fury going with Joshua and then really turning him down for that 50-50. Deontay Wilder was hurt over that shit because he thought Tyson Fury was really his boy. He thought he was his partner in crime. Yeah, he beats him. They got a draw together. They got that relationship. They share that experience together, right? So he thought that was going to happen, and then Fury left him for ESPN, and he felt like, dude, I'm betrayed. I'm appalled. Like, why would you do that? Yeah, somebody's gonna lose. But at this point, I hope that Wilder beats Fury. You know why? Because Fury's talking like he don't give a fuck about undisputed. So I'm about undisputed. I'm for any fighter that wants to win for undisputed. If you want to go for undisputed, that's who I'm for. I mean, if you truly want one face, one champion, one name, if you truly want that, if Deontay Wilder don't want that, I don't give a fuck because Tyson Fury, he's helping Andy Ruiz get those belts back. So he ain't fucking serious about it, right? So it is what it is. It is what it is. So if he's not serious about unifying the belts, being undisputed, because he's already figuring, I'm already there. I'm the lineal champion. I don't need the fucking belts. The belts mean nothing to me. I had them already. I beat Klitschko. Klitschko's a 10-year reigning champ. I dethroned him. That type of bullshit. Right? White knocks Wilder out and has a chance to knock out AJ as well. All of them got a chance. All these are big dudes, man. People don't understand. Ruiz landed that fucking left hook. Boom! Joshua. You know what I mean? It was fucked up. Yo, Kurt, did you see Wilder video I sent you? Which one? I can't remember which one. If I didn't do a video on it, I mean I didn't see it. Or if I already seen it, I already done a video on it. Fury versus Joshua is a huge fan. Yeah. White couldn't knock him out before. What was 3 years? What was it, 3 years before he said it? That was the British title, youngs ago. Yeah. You see 447-pound pick on IG. White beats AJ before. No one White beats Wilder. He takes too much damage. If Fury does win, how do you think he knocked Wilder out? Deontay Wilder will knock Dillian White out on pay. Well, that could be he gets him with that right. Boom. Reeves doesn't deserve a rematch. Yeah, you mean a rubber match, Mr. Venom Brock. Washington versus Martin. That should be a pretty good fight. I'd like to see that. What do you think? These guys, AJ Wilder, Fury, White, Ruiz, Usyk, need to fight other to make history. All of them need to fight each other. Okay? Strong disagree. Tyson is just talking. No way Wilder fights AJ before Fury. What do you think the high plan for Fury will be? I'm not going to do him like that if you get beat, but I know Fury can beat him. Well, Fury already proved it can beat him. It's just the judges, had it closer and it ended up being a draw. So if it happens, even if it happens anything like it happened before, if Deontay Wilder gets a couple knockdowns and, Tyson Fury's able to outbox him, we don't know. But then I think it's going to be a snooze fest. I think Tyson Fury's not going to. I think Tyson Fury is going to try when he finds out that didn't work. He's going to go for what he knows. He's no punk or pushover. Hell no, Ruiz ain't. Have some respect, both Wilder and Fury, for us giving us a hell of a fight. Cash for Cat. Counter punch to you. How does B Hop? 100. What's the bet? It's another draw. Damn, Daniel, I hope not. But anyway, guys, I got a steak that I'm about to heat up. It's been great. Out of the chat, of course, we have, again, Joshua Deontay Wilder is the highly favored. Okay, is the higher favored. There's another fight bigger than that. And that's what we have. You know, these guys need to fight each other. And let's see, out of 4,700 votes, 71% Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. That's it. So it's Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, but we'll see if that changes. We'll see if that changes. If Fury beats Wilder. So we just got to see, guys. So, man, it's been fun. It's been great. The high energy has been on. We will connect as time permits. Everybody that's on the chat, have a good night or good morning. And you all have been counterpunched. Peace.